Get you some money, you're gonna feel different.
Straight up.
You might even, all that other advice I could have gave you, this the short version. You know, get you a couple dollars, man. You're gonna feel different.
Hey, with that hustle, big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe, stay tuned, all that.
I mean, we know it's chump change too. CB gets so much money. This tour he got going on right now is going to gross, I'm sure, 9 figures probably for him, damn near. But look like he got hit with a little bill for the 13 mil. Big Ant, Ghetto Spurtsman doing the heavy lifting. I think any news for CB is good as long as he ain't got to do that time overseas he was looking at. Shout out my boy Big Dame. We finna see what's happening with CB. Oh, my mama.
Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in as it started to break into the news yesterday evening. And I don't know exactly what time the verdict came down, but after 2 weeks of trial, Chris Brown was now being ordered and forced to pay $13 million. And this is coming right after the tour just started with him and Usher. Now, him going through this trial was based off the fact a former housekeeper of his was bitten and attacked by one of his dogs while he was actually in the home. They had originally asked for $90 million. Chris Brown with the trial and protested, and him and his team, of course, was saying, hey, I'm not liable for this amount and things of that nature. But after 2 weeks of trial, the verdict said he does and is now ordered to pay the $13 million. Chris Brown was found liable by a Los Angeles jury on Tuesday for $13 million in the gruesome case of a dog that mauled and disfigured his housekeeper at his home in 2020. At the end of a 2-week trial, the verdict was strongly in favor of Maria Avila, who was viciously attacked by Hayes, a 200-pound Caucasian shepherd owned by Brown, while emptying trash outside the singer's Tarzana, California house. Billboard was first to report the verdict Tuesday, according to what her attorney, Michael C. Murphy Jr., told the publication. Brown and his company, Black Pyramid LLC, are on the hook to pay $12 million to Maria Avila for negligence. That's not all they owe. Avila's sister, Patricia Avila, who was also on the job when the mauling took place, was awarded $885,000 for emotional distress, and Maria Avila's husband, Oscar Olivio, was separately awarded $50,000. Brown had claimed the dog was kept for security purpose and was not his personal pet. Jurors may have been swayed by testimony that indicated that rather than call 911 himself or attend to Avila, Brown fled the bloody scene and drove around for hours while leaving those duties to employees, saying that he was afraid that there would be a media circus if his voice were heard on the call or if he were around when the police arrived. The singer had admitted some culpability before the trial began, but testified in court that he had warned Avila and her sister about the dogs and told them only to go outside in the presence of security. The two housekeepers denied having such a conversation with Brown, noting language differences would have made such a discussion unlikely. Brown testified that he'd been about to shower when he heard the dog growling and rushed down to find Avila lying motionless amid a lot of blood from the attack. The blood kind of freaked me out, he said, recalling the sight when Avila was able to roll over. I'm in shock, he said, according to Rolling Stone, explaining why he followed his manager's advice to leave the scene before first responders arrived. The Van Nuys trial was not Brown's only recent experience in a courtroom. In London, he is scheduled to face trial in October for an alleged unprovoked attack on a music producer, Abraham Diab, with a bottle in a nightclub in 2003. He briefly appeared in court in the UK in January, along with his co-defendant in that case, Almelo, and y'all can see the name. They both were granted bail, allowing Brown to go on with this stadium tour this year. Now, they did say that this lady got some very, very bad damage and scars, had to get surgery, skin taken from her stomach and lifted up for her face and her arm, and that's most definitely something you never want to see go down like that. In the way that it played out, they originally asked for the $90 million. but got the 13 in this.
What if he did warn them and they went out there and took that chance to get these chips and it worked? I'm just saying, what if?
Situation. It's like Chris Brown's celebrity and fame kicked in his mind at that time because he seen what had happened. He admitted, man, I freaked out. He initially just thinking, okay, I know I got to call 911, but let me get somebody else to do it because it's going to blow up into something weird, wild, and crazy. Now, I don't know the time frame of that. Certain people going to look at that like, man, nah, he should have just took care of himself. But in that situation, Chris Brown, with his past issues in the media, the way that it might have played out, he was thinking like, dog, what's going on now? I'm in the shower, my dog's done attacked this woman. And they probably, like they said, there was a language barrier there. They just there working. He looking at it like, hey, bro, I got to protect myself because I'm going to be liable for this anyways. Now, true, you got to get the person help who laying out.
And I don't know how you trying to make that make sense. I love how black you is and how you always try to look on the bright, positive side for a black man. But if he was considering all the things that you're saying he was considering, then that means he's supposed to do the more responsible thing, which would be stay there, be part of the investigation, be part of the resolution, and just keeping it a Google.
Bleeding, but it probably was nothing much he could do. So he like, hey, man, let me get an ambulance over here, and they going to be able to do what they can do in this situation and get out the way. But he was going to be found liable for this regardless, just keeping it all the way 100. No matter how you slice the pie with this situation, they feel how they feel about it. People are going to feel how they feel about it. No matter what happened, it's his dog.
First image flaw, according to the public, being, that he was violent to a female once upon a time. I think it would have behooved him to stick around and make sure that this female was okay, so they won't try to attach it to his character just for a lack of concern or empathy for women.
The dog bitter, and he's going to be held liable for that because that's his property. And let's keep it 100. He's rich because if this happened on somebody's property who ain't got no money, you'll get ordered to handle the medical bills. Your insurance might gonna have to cover some stuff and things will go that way. But him being Chris Brown, he got to break bread with her. $13 million. Also, that other case, they said 2003. And I'm thinking back like, bro, that's a long time ago for that situation right there. That ain't right. They got to be 2023 because, yeah, Chris Brown went over there in London then, even though I read that on there said 2003. I think that might have been a typo, if I'm not mistaken.
Chris Brown is pleading not guilty to a charge in connection to an alleged attack on a music producer at a London nightclub back in 2023. He appeared in court earlier today, and Brown is accused of using a bottle to cause, quote, grievous bodily harm. NBC News reporter Matt Bodner joins me now. So, Matt, Brown is charged alongside another rapper who goes by the name Hoodie Baby for that same attack. Both have pled not guilty. Tell us about the alleged incident and what happens next.
Thanks, Vicky. So this all is alleged to have taken place right here in London at an upscale nightclub back in February 2023. The prosecution alleges that Brown and his co-defendant attacked a man with a bottle before then proceeding to beat him. Brown wasn't actually arrested until May of this year when he flew in on a private jet to the city of Manchester to prepare for his UK tour dates. Manchester police then arrested him at his hotel and remanded him in custody for about a week before the singer arranged a hefty bail fee, and that would allow him to continue his international tour. That sum was $6.7 million, and such a fee was intended to ensure Brown returned to the UK to face the court. He's done that today.
My nigga Big Dame with the glasses. Big Dame.
To continue his international tour. That sum was $6.7 million, and such a fee was intended to ensure
my nigga Big Dame right there with the gold tee and the glasses, the second security. My low.
Brown returned to the UK to face the court. He's done that today. Now, today's hearing was just the start of a longer process, and it was the plea and prep hearing. Brown, of course, pled not guilty to the charge of attempts to cause grievous bodily harm. There will be another hearing that will take place in July, with the full trial scheduled for October.
We'll see. Keep y'all updated on it. I'm glad that the lady didn't pass away. They say she's going through a lot right now with trauma and stress from this. Can't work no more, can't lift. Yeah, it's just one of them unfortunate situations that played out how it played out and stuff like that. And that's the thing about being a celebrity, man. They instantly gonna think like, bro, what is going on now, what is going wrong, how do I fix this? Oh man, what I got to do? Let me call my team. Hey bro, who I call, who can help this problem right now? He panicking and freaking out. But y'all tell me what's going down. We got more coming, more videos.
He should know better not to leave the scene or any type of thing that he could be considered culpable for. Probably played into the amount being so high. I don't understand how they justified 13 million. I would think that the incident should be relative to the incident and not to the person's pocket, because any other dog attack, 13 million would not even be considered. But I hope the lady heals well. I hope she wasn't being tricky at all. I've heard of stranger things, people suffering intentional gunshot wounds and all type of things for $1. But outside of that, that's crazy, man. Shout out CB, shout out Big Dan.
Get you some money, you're gonna feel different.
Straight up.
You might even, all that other advice I could have gave you, this is the short version. You know, get you a couple dollars, man. You're gonna feel different.
Next with Net Hustle. Big shout out to SPR, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.